Welcome to Thoughts That Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee Wolak. As we look at practical things that are affecting your life, my life, and how do we deal with them? That's the basic idea is how do we deal with them? This is about us finding ways to deal with things. And as my podcast title goes, Thoughts That Can Change Your Life, all it takes is one thought and you can change. It changes the direction. It changes the trajectory of your energy. You know, for every struggle, every frustration, there's a solution. And that solution already exists, and it exists within you. The problem is that we don't sit back. We don't get quiet. We don't ask the question. We don't listen. And then even if we hear, we don't act. And you got to say, why? Why don't we act? Why won't we? Why, when we hear something that is truly empowering, life-changing, why won't we act? Well, the best that I can think of is because we have habits. We have habits of acting. We have habits of listening. And we become very, very, very comfortable with our habits. And as a result of becoming comfortable, we don't want to disrupt the apple cart. We don't want to move anything around. My God, if I move something around, I won't be as comfortable. So we stay stuck. We stay in the frustration. We stay in the struggle. And we forget the truth is that our beliefs create. Our beliefs are reflected back to us in our life experience. But in order to change a belief, we first got to start with a thought, a new thought, a different thought. And then after we have the thought, we build other thoughts. And then we build words that follow those thoughts. And then we have feelings that we attach to those thoughts that are uplifting. And then after feelings, we take actions with the thoughts, with the words, with the feelings toward the direction. And the more we repeat it by going over and over and over again, doing it, we eventually build a new habit. And then that new habit is our belief. And that belief demonstrates in our lives. But here's the key thing. Depending on what you're looking at in your life, that habit could take some time. And most people give up before they've given enough time to change the habit. And the reason that I can see that they may have given up is they haven't developed a big enough reason why they're going to do it. What's the benefit in it for them? And I share that with people all the time. I said, you want to do this? Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds. If you want to lose 10 pounds, target a half a pound a week. In 20 weeks, you'll have lost the 10 pounds. Most people won't get past week 4. Why? Because they haven't seen what is the benefit if I lose 10 pounds? What can I do differently? How will I feel differently? How will this affect my health? How will this affect me 10 years from now, 5 years from now? How will this affect my ability to walk? How will this affect my ability to have sex? How will it affect my ability that when I'm 85 years old, my body won't be as run down. It won't be taking the beating of that extra weight on it. We don't think about that because we're living in the now and we've got that piece of chocolate cake in front of us. And we've got to have, for me, it was ice cream at night. And then I went to soy or almond ice cream at night. I was fooling myself. Why? Lee, those are healthier. Why are you fooling yourself? Well, because do you know what's in that ice cream? Sugar. And if you want to do research on sugar and fructose corn syrup and realize those are habits we need to break. And yet, do you all have a sugar addiction? Do you feel a need every now and then to get some of that sugar? You know, one of my favorite things to have is in the freezer to have one of those Costco plastic containers with chocolate-covered raisins. And then when that sugar hit comes in, you reach in one. You grab a little handful and then you just munch on it. I allow myself that. I allow myself one little handful a day. That's about 5 or 6 of them. 5 or 6 of those guys. And that just lights me up. I can't wait. It feels so good. But you see, I'm doing it in moderation. The problem is that we don't do anything in moderation. People say, well, you've got a lot of discipline and self-control. I do, but I've also attached the benefits. Otherwise, I can sit down and eat a bag of potato chips. I can eat a quart of ice cream, just like anybody else. But I've got reasons why that I say, if I don't do this, I'll feel guilty because I've created that guilt. It's not that I'm feeling guilt because I don't want to feel it. I've created an emotional response to something if I don't do it because I will be going against the benefits that I perceive are for me. When I do something, I do it for myself. That's right. And you do the same thing. Everything you do is for you, whether you believe it or not. Because you may say, well, I'm doing this for my son. I'm doing this for my daughter. I'm doing this for my husband, my wife. No, you're doing it because you get a feeling about what you're doing, when you're doing it, even though it involves someone else. Because if you weren't feeling good about doing it, I'm going to tell you right now, you wouldn't be doing it. It's that simple. If you really break it down and think about it, you'll agree. But you may have to think a while, because I certainly did. Key thing is, don't be selfish, be selfless. Understand that the only power you have to change is yourself. You know, I started off talking about the idea, all it takes is one thought and you can change. So let me come into a completely different way of looking at this. Right now, everything that's happening in the world is a direct reflection of the consciousness of humanity. So if we want to change the world, we have to change the consciousness of humanity. And the only power you have is to change your consciousness. And if you change yours, you're doing your work for humanity. So here's the question. Can you find peace in your life? Can you find harmony in your life? Can you expand those feelings? Because as you do, the people around you will shift because they'll feel your energy. That's what you can do starting today. You don't need to wait. Don't wait for someone else to do it. You change. The mantra I use in meditation is an old mantra in Sanskrit. It's a very simple mantra, and I'm going to give it to you so that when you're feeling that stress, just simply say the mantra over and over and over again. And the mantra is very simply Om Shanti Om. O-M Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. It means spirit, peace, spirit. You could say God, peace, God. You could say infinite, peace, infinite. Whatever words you want to use. Shanti is peace. Om is the infinite. It is the divine. It's all that is. So that's my message today. All it takes is one thought, and you can change, and you change yourself. And as you change yourself, you have an impact on the world. So as I say to everybody all the time, be the best you can be today, because there's nothing else to do. Until tomorrow, create a great day, everyone. Aloha.